Hello everyone, and welcome to Divine Debut 11. This is Kathy speaking. How are you all? And welcome to the messenger. The messenger is here today, this Tuesday, the 22nd of July 2025, and I hope that you're all doing well. Now, my dear friends, as you know, the messenger is about reading the energies, and as above so below. And we do have Mercury that is retrograde, transiting through the sign of Leo. Mercury, though, does rule Gemini and also rules Virgo. And remember that Mars now is at the position of sitting on the south node of the moon. Let me just show you that quickly. Okay, this is the rising for now, Greek time. So it's 1:14 p.m. on the 22nd of July. So the rising is Libra in Greece, but don't pay attention to that. We're looking at the zero Aries, let's say. Anyway, here is Virgo. Virgo is where Mars is. He's just passed over the south node of the moon. And obviously we know the north node of the moon. Very fated knots, let's say, points in the sky. Mars on the south node. The south node is not an easy energy. It's got a lot to do with our comfort zone. We're very comfortable, but this is what we should be leaving. And Mars can be anything that's cutting, but Virgo is the natural sixth house, right? Let's go zero Aries, because some of you may not understand what I'm talking about. So here is zero Aries. Here is the natural chart where we start with Aries, and here is Virgo, the natural sixth house, right, which does rule the physical body and our health. Our small pets. Do take a lot of care of your pets, because the south node and Mars are not good together. The south node is a Saturnian energy. It's not an easy energy, right? It's what we need to release, as we need to sort of find the middle point between the north node and the south node. Not release everything from our past that's known and comfortable, but we need to get uncomfortable and move towards the fated north node, which is what we're talking about for the collective. And we're all part of the collective, my dear friends. But look at what's going on today. You see the nodes. Well, obviously Mars on the south node and opposite the north. There's a T-square, so there are squares over to Venus and Hygeia, the asteroid of health. Right, so Venus is under a lot of scrutiny, under a lot of pressure. Venus is love, money, and love and money do talk, especially in the sign of Gemini. Gemini is ruled by Mercury. Virgo is ruled by Mercury. And where is Mercury? Here is little Mercury in the sign of Leo. Retrograde. So we are going back to past themes. There's a lot we could be talking about relative to the astrology, but we do that on Patreon. I'm actually thinking of doing a membership here on YouTube. For those of you that are really interested in the astrology, we'll be doing the weekly transits. I'm preparing that. So those of you that love the astrology and you want to know what's going on astrologically for the week, I'm thinking to do that. So start memberships on YouTube. The sun is at the last minutes now of Cancer, so bye-bye to the Cancer season and hello to the Leo season. We're welcoming in the Leo season as the sun is ready to ingress into the sign it rules, Leo, which is the heart, right? Fixed fire. But we'll be in opposition to Pluto, and we're going to have a new moon at the early degrees of Leo. Anyway, love and money talks, love talks. There can be adjustments that need to be made. Uranus is here as well, bright ideas, changing things up, and also where health is concerned, even through the relationships, through our relationships, right? Because Venus is relationships, and on Hygeia, this is under pressure. Money's also a little bit challenging right now, as everything is changing in the world financially. Everything, I mean, there's there's such huge changes going on in the financial system, and we know that the economy is in a really bad way for many countries, and therefore who pays for the bill? It's the masses, the biggest piece, the biggest chunk of humanity. It's the few that are in good financial positions right now, and I can say that even the few that were in good financial positions, they're also crying over spilt milk. So a lot is going on, a lot is changing, but let's see what's going on. As today we're taking also the chocolate lovers message cards by Rosie Scholl, who a friend of mine from Sydney down under. Let me show you that. So, and we're using the Radiant Wise Spirit Tarot, the Mythic Oracle, getting a message also from the gods. And this is the 3D, let me show it to you. There it is, the 3D Tarot. Okay, if you're wondering, 3D Tarot by David Corsi. That's the artwork by David Corsi. Okay, so it's not a deck that I usually use, but I thought today let's take that instead of taking the Heart Oracle, which I can't remember the name right now. So many names. How much can you remember? How much can you store into this brain? And Mercury's retrograde, so a lot of things returning from the past. A lot of situations and a lot of people that is turning up the temperature. And as the sun is ready to step in to Leo and will be opposing Pluto, they could be power struggles. We need to find the middle ground between the sun, which is the truth, the sun, which is happiness, the sun, which is creation, aspiration, leadership, and opposite, which is Pluto. Pluto is change. It's anything that's hidden. It's anything that wants to control. So, what needs to leave us? We've got the opportunity as we're going through the retrograde season now. We're returning back, we're revising, revisiting old situations to see what's worth keeping and what's not worth keeping and shedding. And they could be very sudden changes as Mars is on the South Node. Mars is anything cutting, can be a scythe, can be surgery, literal or metaphorical. And a friend of mine said, how come everyone is sick? All I hear is that everyone is sick. They've got health issues. Everyone's doing their health examinations, their testings. It is very much that Mars on the South Node, and the South Node transiting through Virgo, and of course the North Node in Pisces, Pisces is the 12th house. It speaks to solitude, bed pleasures, but it also speaks to, going to a hospital, going through surgery, cutting away. This is us fixing our health, whether it's our physical, our mental, our psychological, right? Surgically removing anything that's not healthy that we do in our daily lives. Virgo, what do we do in our daily lives? Have we added some exercise? Drink lots of water, take your supplements. Your physical health is Virgo, and opposite is Pisces, your mental, the health of your psyche, and the ability to cut away anything that's unhealthy. A healthy mind leads to a healthy body. Positive thinking is very necessary, even though times are really tough. And we're all going through this together. We're all part of the collective. Let's see what the message is today. Thank you, Spirit, for your guidance. Oh, wow. What a beautiful card. And I also wanted to mention that Jupiter, the moon. I didn't tell you about the moon, did I? Yeah, where is the moon? There is the moon, just, recently has passed over Venus and is heading towards Jupiter. So there may be some good news. The moon can be the empress because the empress is the mother, and, the moon is mothering, it's motherly, it's financial, emotional security. Now, don't forget that as the sun is passing over those last, the midpoint, let's say, of Cancer, and entering and preparing to enter those first degrees of Leo, this is where Mars was retrograding not so long ago. So the sun could be bringing up the issues relative to the Mars retrograde, which was a very difficult one a few months ago. So themes pertaining to more towards the beginning of the year may be coming through right now. Now the Empress, Taurus, Libra, she is very much about creation, inspiration, love, abundance, value, self-worth, nurturing, loving, being patient, our financial situation, our relationships, because this is Venus. But Venus is under a lot of pressure now because the nodes are squaring off to Venus. And a T-square is a very uncomfortable position for Venus. She needs to make a decision. Now, whoever's got, you could have Venus in Gemini yourself. If you do, then you're going through your Venus return. But remember, Gemini is a double sign. So adjustments, decisions, going back and forth through conversation, through perception, through news, through what you're finding out, through reading something on the news, something to do with money, with the banks, with business, with your siblings, with your relatives, talks about or decisions about wanting to go on holiday. Just be careful if you're planning a holiday. Mercury's retrograding. Make sure you check and recheck, double check your information. Children also come up with Mercury is youth, right? Gemini is youth. It's teenagers, it's youngsters, it's curious. So ask the questions. If there's even if it's hard for you to ask the questions, you need to. Just got the goosebumps as I said that. So let's take the first card. It's calling out to us. Wow. Knight of Swords. Aquarius, Gemini, or Libra. Lots of challenging news, or lots of news coming in, or there's a revisit relative to past challenging either news, information, communication, even legalities. Let's see. Yeah, it could be legalities, as we've got the Justice card. Libra comes through as well. Here we've got Libra twice. Libra could be relationships of any sort, right? Doesn't have to be romantic. Could be family, could be a relationship with a mother, could be someone that's very motherly to you. I mean, the Empress could be a grandmother. She doesn't have to be a mother, right? So there are things that we're facing. It's like Spirit is giving us the opportunity to come into balance, to possibly also take the position of the other and see where they were coming from, why there was conflict, why there was no communication, possibly because, we're not taking reversals. This is a lot of quick and challenging news, or wanting to clear the air where there was a lot of illusion, delusion. Look at the clouds that he's cutting with that sword through. And we've got the sword here as well. The Ace of Swords, which is clarity, it's victory, it's communication, it's wisdom, it's a possibility. Yep, and we've got something that's changing here, something that is being severed, cleared. And remember, the Empress is not only nurturing, motherly, abundance, all those things, but she's also got a lot of patience, also she's got something that's growing. She's had a seed, right? She holds the seed where she's, through her patience, she knows something is going to grow. It could be a business. It could be, you could be going through, trying to cut through the red tape when you're starting your own business, let's say. Scorpio means change, and remember we're going to have the sun already. It is opposing Pluto. So an opposition of sun and Pluto, and that's where the new moon is going to be in Leo. So more so affecting the fixed signs that have got planets or points at the early degrees of Leo, Aquarius, Taurus, and Scorpio. They will be more so affected, but of course a new moon in Leo will be very positive for all the air signs and the fire signs, of course, with early placements, right? So something is changing here. I don't know if this is pointing back to Libra Scorpio season last year. What was going on for you back then? It wasn't an easy, last quarter of 2024. It was a very difficult one. Very difficult one, as Mars had entered Cancer, and of course we had eclipses, so on and so forth. So what is changing here? Wow. So something needs to be cut away for the abundance and the growth to come in, surely. We've got 3 major arcana already on the table. So we've got the Empress here. Something needs to change. Something is being cut away, released, cleared, and is coming into balance. Remember that Libra is balance. We've got the Justice card, which speaks to balance, fairness, and justice. We've got the Queen of Wands. So we've got the Empress here, which speaks to, of course, Taurus and Libra, but she's very creative as well. I do get Aries very strongly, and Leo more so. And of course the Queen of Wands, she's very confident. She's all about action. And of course we're coming into Leo, which is a fixed sign, but it's a fire sign. And we know the Queen of Wands is very creative. She's very fired up. She is very confident. She takes her risks. If this is you in different situations where you've been very patient, Spirit is saying now you're pressing on the accelerator. You're more confident. You're not waiting things to come to you. Or as an energy, I mean, this could be someone that is very motherly, that is very helpful here. Could be a mother figure, could be someone that's a little bit more mature, more that sits in a high position, that's more experienced than you, let's say, that is there guiding you, helping you. Queen of Wands, she chases, she doesn't sit back and wait like the Empress does, because the Empress more so attracts. She's got the ability to attract. She's got that magnetism, that sexuality, that beauty, that sensuality as well. But Queen of Wands, very powerful. She's very action orientated. She's very confident. She knows her worth. And she's got the ability to create, but there's something that needs to finish, something that needs to be left behind. Remember that this opposition, the new moon in Leo and Pluto, an opposition is like where you get even though it's, a new moon is a dark moon, of course, but give it a few days. It's going to happen on the 24th, 25th, depending on where you reside, this new moon in Leo. Give it 3 or 4 days, as because always on a new moon, when the sun meets the moon, it's a dark moon. You can't see anything. Right now, we're in a balsamic moon phase where the moon is closing up, right? It's coming to close the cycle from the last new moon that we had, obviously in the sign of Cancer. So we're sort of completing something. Something is coming to a culmination. Something will be birthed. But it takes curiosity, it takes talk, it takes decisions need to be made, research, action needs to be taken, and not so much about needing to wait now. I do believe that this seed has probably been, it's been seeded, let's say, planted in the past, because for me, the Empress is always at least 3 months pregnant with an idea, with a business. She's been patient where love is concerned, where whatever she's hoping to manifest is concerned. Wow, we've got a lot of feminine energy here. We've got the Queen of Cups, Cancer, Scorpio, or Pisces. This could be a mother and two daughters that are at odds with each other. They're not, they've had a breakdown, or they've gone through a breakup where their relationship is concerned. You can see they've got their backs turned to each other. So could be any signs, of course. Let's not get stuck on the signs, but remember that the Queen of Cups is, the Queen of Wands and the Queen of Cups are all a segment, let's say, of the Empress, because the Empress holds all the queens. So this could be your energy, if not, people in particular in your life. This could be anything to do with where you work, let's say. The Empress is the CEO, she's the boss. This could be a co-worker where you're at odds. There's something that I get bearing the hatchet. That's what I'm getting here, because the Queen of Cups, yes, she's strong intuitively. Yes, she's nurturing and loving, and that's all a part of the Empress. The Empress is also the same. Very motherly. Queen of Wands is just, it's not that she doesn't have the mother side to her, that nurturing love, but she's also got the confidence. She's also got the fire beneath her where she takes action. She moves. She doesn't sit back. She's not recessive. We're talking about fire. Queen of Cups is more recessive. She more sits back and waits. She waits with an open embrace. Is the Queen of Wands that's more action orientated, even though she can be a little bit egotistic, sometimes self-centered, right? So there are differences, of course, between the Queen of Wands and the Queen of Cups. As an energy, the Queen of Cups says, trust your intuition. There is an opportune moment for a new beginning. Remember, she holds the Ace of Cups here. There's a new opportune moment. Remember, Queen of Cups is not only emotional openings. We could be talking about a creative opening, an inspirational idea of how to start something. We've got the fire, we've got the imagination, the creativity here. So it could also be something now. It's the time now. You've got the information. This is a very karmic card. It's a Dharma moment for some to attract, or they've done the work already, because this could be a promotion, let's say, because of your creativity, because of your patience, because of your aspiration to grow, to make something grow, or to, climb the ladder within a corporate position. Remember what I said with Venus on Hygeia, the health of our relationships, the health of our bank account or our pocket or our financial security. There are decisions that need to be made. There's curiosity is necessary. Ask the questions and be open for conversation. Also, be able to take the position of the other at this time. What's at the foundation? We've got the Seven of Pentacles. Take your time. There is no rush. Seven of Pentacles is something that you've been invested in. You've been, each pentacle could be a year. This could be a 7-year situation. You've invested yourself somewhere. There's money sitting somewhere. How can I get that? How can I receive that? How can I bring that into my life? It's not only money. Pentacles could speak to land, could speak to even ideas, right? Ideas on how to make your money grow. I've invested myself here. I've put a lot of work in. Now I'm at a standstill. What do I do? Give yourself some time. Remember the new moon in Leo, which is all about investments, all about creation, giving birth to something, being confident. And of course, Pluto could be the big money. And this could be a bright idea. I'm surprised that we don't have the tower. We don't have the tower. What's beneath here? And we've got the star. So we've got Aquarius here. And the star, of course, is a wish fulfillment. It's something coming into your, this could be a bright idea. This is a Uranian card, and Uranus is also in the sign of Gemini. Sudden ideas, bright ideas, insights, sudden information coming through social media, connecting with a group, someone that you affiliate with. This could be very magical indeed. Let's see what's beneath that. And we've got the Page of Wands. Page of Wands is enthusiasm, it's action, it's youthful energy, there's excitement. I want to take this journey. I'm going to take that risk. I'm going to take this trip. It could also be, when we talk about a trip, yes, it could be an actual trip. Like, this is where I want to go. This is where I've always had my heart set on. Maybe now you're attracting the possibilities here. Maybe something has been holding you back. You've needed to be patient, but it's like this is what is being left behind. Scorpio, and Scorpio could also be fears. It could be, Scorpio rules the natural 8th house of money that comes through from others. Big money. There's a lot of secrecy in the energy of Scorpio. A lot of things have been hidden. Remember that Juno has been retrograding, now direct in the sign of Scorpio. So agreements with others, agreements, whether it's contracts or spoken agreements, or we agreed to this, you're giving a handshake, you're agreeing to something as you're moving forward. And this is bringing a lot of change, because Juno, the asteroid of commitment, marriage, agreements, childbirth, is now direct in the sign of Scorpio. And yes, legality is something that you're shedding, something that you're leaving behind, something that did not work in your life. This could be, the Empress and the Queen of Wands. Very similar. I do see the Empress many times as Aries. And because we've got the Queen of Wands here, remember Aries is new beginnings. Remember that to me, the Page of Wands, Aries energy again, that youthful energy, that I'm going to, I'm confident. I'm going to start to move. Even though we're still being held back. Remember, we've got Saturn and Neptune now in Aries. And the sun that's going to ingress into Leo is going to be in very good aspect to what's been holding us back, maybe. That's connected to the past. Is it a lack of confidence in ourselves that we can't create? I do get also with the Empress that, the Empress could be a role model, that you've got someone that you're watching, following, could be through social media. She's someone who's got it all. She's got the magnetism, she's got the intelligence, she's got the patience, she's got the know-how. She's got the ability to attract abundance. So I'm getting role model as well, doing what someone else did in the past, or even becoming knowledgeable of you. Let's say you've got a similar experience and you're talking with someone, you're being advised. She could be an advisor for all we know. So following in the footsteps of someone else, that could be a role model to you. I mean, Scorpio could be a little bit of jealousy or envy, or anything to do with power struggles again. There could be some clarity as to how to work with the energies right now, how to create. You need to be coming, though, from a place of heart. I think that that's what the Queen of Cups is telling us today here. Be open, be creative. Don't be over emotional. It's more a time of heart. We need to listen to what our heart is telling us, which way to go. And now, more on a collective scale, the sun opposing Pluto. The sun is world leaders. It's people that are up on stage. I mean, we could be hearing on the news about something that's happening, something that was very, this could be gossip. It could be secrets that are revealed that will be shown to the world relative to people who hold positions of power. I mean, the sun through Leo. It could be anyone that's in showbiz. It could be anyone that holds any positions that they reign over others. They hold positions of power. So lots of secret things, Pluto, things that were hidden relative to money. Could be money scandals. It could be sexual scandals. Pluto and Aquarius, right? The world, the masses get to know what's happening. Or big changes relative to leadership. Could be someone that, the sun for you could be someone that you admire, someone that is your sun, the sun in your life. So someone that you admire, someone that that could be a father figure or a mother figure to you. Anything like that could be coming through. Let's take some Lavera Sibilla. I want to see what is going on here. More information. What is the Knight of Swords? The Knight of Swords about? Speranza and the Eight of Cups. Someone not having found their bliss. Eight of Cups is, I'm hoping to be able to move on, or I'm fearing being totally truthful and returning back to the past, because there may have been some injustices there. This could be something that you think has ended in the past that is returning back, that has not ended. Let's take one more. And the Ten of Cups, Eight of Cups and Ten of Cups. This could be a second chance to return to the past where there was a moment of, I'm not happy. I'm emotionally thinking of moving on. I have not found my happiness. There could be second chances at the ability, because Constanza speaks to constancy. You've been thinking of, there's been an injustice, there hasn't been balance, there hasn't been fairness, wrong decisions, maybe in the past. But Constanza is the Ten of Cups, which is saying nothing really has changed. News is coming in, and it's coming in very quickly. Someone's at odds whether they should send the news. These could be legal papers being served as well. Things are sort of up in the air. Expect a message, communication, anything legal to come in as well, which will probably, because it's the Two of Pentacles, have you running around in circles or needing to digest things, make a decision. Remember the Seven of Pentacles. Let's look at the Justice card. And we've got Amore, matters pertaining to relationships and love, or people that we love, or anything legal, again pertaining to a child. because Amore is little Cupid. It is a baby, as we could see. Four of Cups. A lack of happiness in my personal life, in my home life. Missed opportunities. Let's take one more on Cupid. Yeah, there's a lot of worry, a lot of depression, a lot of melancholy relative to injustices, relative to love, relative to being stuck in an unhappy situation here, an unbalanced, unequal relationship of some sort here. It doesn't have to be only love, okay? Five of Pentacles, two people feeling left out in the cold, not being on the same page. Someone having lost their belief that there will be justice, fairness, and equality. Why do we have the Death card? Because this could also be bad blood that we need to let go. Remember what I said before, burying the hatchet. There's the Jealousy card. And the card of regrets, Eight of Swords. Someone having stayed in a position for too long, their own perception telling them that they were blocked. Now maybe this is being overcome. We've got Ladro, the thief, the Ten of Pentacles. Ladro is like the Seven of Swords. Someone having regret, keeping secrets, getting involved in a third party, possibly here. Because he's breaking and entering. This could be in someone's heart as well. This could also be someone that's kept a lot of secrets relative to their true emotions, the depth of their psyche, because of fears. A fear of financial loss, a fear of not doing the right thing, let's say, because the Ten of Pentacles is many times a marriage or a family situation. Someone may be possibly also having stayed in a situation because of their responsibilities, because of their children, but they're stuck on someone else. They've connected with someone else. So there can be, those negative Scorpio feelings of not only jealousy, regrets, but also feeling as though someone's done the wrong thing. So there's nothing worse than being upset or, being angry, having regrets about doing the wrong thing yourself, being able to forgive oneself for wrongdoings. And that could be in between also two sisters here. I get the sister because Gemini is also the siblings, right? Let's take one more on the Ladro. And we've got the Ten of Swords, so there is an ending here, but it's not an easy ending. The Militare is secrecy. Someone's on a roll here, or on a very difficult uphill situation where they've been very secretive about what's been going on in their personal life, in their family life. We've got two tens here, and we've got the Death card, so surely there's an ending here. Ten of Swords is the end of the challenge, the difficulty. Someone's made their decision to move forward. Remember Juno in the sign of Scorpio, having retrograded there. Now someone has decided which way they're going to move forward. Now let's have a look at the Empress and see, because we've got the Empress twice. What is she about? Yeah, we've got Omaggio de Preziosi. Patience is a virtue, and the patience that the Empress has and the ability to attract and create through her patience, through her loving, her nurturing, and her sacrifices, I'm going to say. We've got the Omaggio di Preziosi, which is a precious gift, and it can speak to abundance. It's the Eight of Pentacles. We've got the Seven, and we've got the Eight of Pentacles here. So again, 8 of Pentacles is Virgo energy, and that's where Mars is on the South Node. So there's something we're needing to let go of, release, even though it can be difficult. That will catapult us towards that North Node in the sign of Pisces, which is a Jupiter-ruled sign. Now, the Pisces North Node situation, Pisces, the ending, the release, the sacrifice, the unconditional love, the secrecy, the dealings with foreigners, the things going on behind the scenes, a very karmic house, the house of solitude or connecting to the divine, the house of sleep, imagination, illusion, creativity. We've still got a lot going on in Pisces because we're going to have the return, remember, of Saturn and Neptune. So the story has not finished yet. Now we may be on the road to something that's telling us be a little bit more patient. 8 of Pentacles, continue to master your art. You're on the right track. Be open, be confident, okay? I feel like this is another story, and what I mean by that is this is more the past and what's been happening, and this is where we're being led on to. So yes, it is connected to the past, and it could concern the retrogrades where you're being taken back and you're going to be reliving these situations here. And the option is to, yes, be patient, do the work. What is promised here is the omaggio di preziosi, and through your patience and your trust, you can manifest. What is the Queen of Wands? What is she about? 2 cards want to come out. We've got the 3 of Cups, which could be a union, not a union, a get-together. I mean, Belvedere is waiting on someone to come in. We see she's waiting at the dock for someone that's coming in. So this could be a reconciliation, this could be a visit, this could be a get-together, meeting up with a past friend. This could be very relational. Siblings coming in if you're living physically at a distance to each other. Or this is just, I'm revving it up, I'm getting all fired up, I'm going to follow my heart. Sun transiting through Leo, I'm going to take that risk. Right? And I'm going to do the work. Belvedere. Being on the lookout, but being smart. She's got one eye open, the other eye closed. Don't close both eyes. You need to be wary. You need to be open-eyed, on the lookout, because there's something that's showing up on the horizon. It's going to take a little bit of time, though. It's going to take a little bit of time, and that's also what the Empress tells us here, because we've got the ammalato. Someone's got low morale. It's the person that's on their way, but they're a bit far away. Is it a person? Is it a situation? What is it? Is it a reconciliation? Is it a family get-together, coming together? Your mother and a sibling meeting up, making up. What is it? 4 of Swords. Someone needs a little bit of time here to recover. Let's take one more on that ammalato. Don't lose the confidence. Now we're revving up. It's the Leo season. And we've got 9 of Pentacles. From the 8, we go to the 9. Delirante. These could be, there's delirium here. This could be crazy happiness or crazy sadness. That, someone's in a rush. The Queen of Wands wants everything yesterday, not tomorrow. She wants it yesterday. So she needs to practice patience. Now the delirante, again, Virgo energy. Being of service, Virgo, right? What do you do? Virgo is work. It's pressure coming from work. Someone's exhausted here. Delirante, I need support from others. Someone needs support from others. What? 9 of Pentacles, to know my worth. what? To be single. I'm going through a divorce, a separation. Now, deliriousness could be just something simple that I meet up with my friends, I have too much to drink, and I'm going to do what's very unexpected of me because I want to be in the Garden of Eden. Because even though, being in the Garden of Eden, which is what's out of bounds for me, let's say, what could be toxic, what I could be punished for. No, I'm going to be delirious. I'm going to have a couple of drinks. I'm going to get over what's been holding me back. I'm going to do something crazy. I do feel the Uranian energy here. I do get support here, a lot of support from friends. Wow. We've got the Bambino, so again, issues relative to children, but the Bambino can also be, and it's the Seven of Pentacles, the opportunity for something new, something brand new that's starting. This is what's on thought here. We've got the Merchant, who could be an entrepreneur, a business owner. This could also be someone that's just thinking very much about a contract, an agreement. As you can see, they're looking towards the future. They're very much in their thoughts. Let's take one more. And because it's a number 13, it brings up the Scorpio energy, some changes. Let's take one more. We've got the Doctor, Delirante. The Doctor, number 13 again. So a lot of Scorpio energy. 13, right? 13, which is change. Someone could also have some, possible, this could be health issues as well. This could be health issues and someone really needs to take it easy. Take it easy, take it slowly. There's been a lot of pressure. There are big changes. This could be psychological. Someone going through heavy, dark days, let's say, where they've got very low morale. They've lost their belief in the ability to create, to manifest what this Empress is about. What's at the bottom? And we've got Donna de Servizio, which is help. This is help. This is being of service. Let's see what the emotional messages are. Let's look at the psyche. The Doctor card is also called, this card comes out every single time. The Doctor speaks to arrogance. So maybe you've been dealing with someone who has, they've been brought down a few steps. Maybe you're dealing with someone that was very arrogant, thinking that they were not, they were overhuman. That they could do everything and not be hurt, or they could manage any situation. Overconfidence, and their bubble has been burst. Let's see, because I get a lot of humbling energies here as well. Release, the release of the masks, the release of wearing a mask. Again, Scorpio, Pisces. We've got healing, and that's the Doctor here. Something needs to be released for the healing to come in, right? Because it's been a long time. Seven Pentacles, right? Capricorn energy. I do get Saturnian quarter cycles here where it's as though, times are testing now, and what are we going to do about it? How are we able to pass the test? Are we doing things by the rules of the universe, by the rules of Chronos, Saturn? Have we learnt the lesson? We've got nostalgia, and it's like the Six of Cups, of course. An inner child, and nostalgia also speaks to the inner child. Remember, it's the soulmate. card. And yes, children are involved here, or someone's has been needing to do the work relative to the wounds of their childhood, of their upbringing. There's nostalgia here as well. So we're being taken back to the past. We're needing to overcome the fears of being open. We need to release the fears of being truthful, of being sincere, of being authentic. We need to be authentic, and that's what we will be seeing with Uranus now in Gemini. I do feel that the fear is what's being released now, is what is being healed, because there has been a lot of fear. But through fear, we go through awakening. We do see a divine masculine here. Or it's our masculine side of being able to rev up and move forward, even if you're a female. We've got the divine masculine awake here. They're very in tune with the energies now, and there's a lot of telepathy here as well. Remember that you could be dealing with a divine masculine, even though we saw only feminine. We saw the Empress, we saw Queen of Wands, Queen of Cups. But remember that the masculine has also holds the yin energy. Refocus. So returning back to a situation and re-looking at something. Muse. And the muse is the imagination running away. It's the ability to create. It can be very magical, can be very elusive as well. Remember, we've got the canvas, we've got the paintbrush, we've got the paint. We can create our own work of art, and that's our life. But we need to be authentic, and that's what Pluto in Aquarius is telling us. And of course Uranus in Gemini, and speak openly, speak truthfully. Overcome any fears, mature and grow as well, because something has begun here. The seed has already been planted, which is the Empress for me. And remember, the fresh start is very much like the Ace of Wands for me. So the Ace of Wands is, I desire this very much so, but also I've got the ability to create. The Ace of Wands for me is like pressing on the accelerator. Yes, I want this. Yes, I desire for this. I desire for this connection. I'm passionate about working through the issues of the past and releasing anything negative, anything toxic from our life. And even fears can be toxic. And we all carry fears, of course, as long as they don't, overrule and take over our life. But obviously I do see here that there's fear about returning to the past, but someone is going to have to. I feel that there is no choice here. There is no choice, because there will be no growth, and where there will be no growth, there'll be no gifts. There'll be no gifts. There'll be no newness. It's like staying in the past, staying in the swamp, and that could be very toxic. So a swamp could be any situation in your life. Okay. So there is help on the way, and that could be support as well in the Mars in Virgo, as Mars has now passed over the South Node and is leaving the South Node. Mars is, I'm going to do the work, and I'm good with the details, and I desire to take the action, right? Because Virgo is slow, strategic, but also knows Earth is very stable, right? I've got now the tools, I've got the energy to put in the work, and I'm going to do that, as there will also be help here. There's collaboration. I mean, it's the Three of Pentacles, and yes, these could be situations relative to work, but Three of Pentacles, remember, the Empress is also a 3. The first step into, having the ability to expand, grow, and manifest. Let's see what the chocolate lovers message cards speak to today. Okay. Calling on Spirit for guidance. I might take a couple, as there's many of you out there, and it's a general reading. Remember, if you're interested in a personal reading, don't hesitate to reach out. Let's go. The messages, please, Spirit. First message. Sprinkles, party animal. That's what the Queen of Wands would be. And we've got freckles. Friendship, party animal and friendship. Let's take the sprinkles first of all. This card signifies a time of festivity and merry-making. Remember, Leo is also the house of fun. Spirit is telling us, get out there and have fun. There are many opportunities, also for new love, also for connecting with others, connecting with people, right? People that are open-hearted, people that are also creative, because remember that the opposite Leo is also Aquarius, and we did see the star card here. So get out and about. Leo could be very flirtatious, very much about having fun, taking a risk. People are openly enjoying your happy, vibrant, and enthusiastic energy, which is all around you at this time. Hit the dance floor. Plan a school reunion or a party, or organize a fundraiser. Your energy is captivating and contagious, so being the center of attention will serve you well. It is what your soul needs right now. And it says, my inner child wants to play and I listen to its needs and honor them. There's the inner child that we were talking about. So there's much opportunity here by getting out and about. Having fun. That's where you will attract, you will manifest. And let's take the freckles. Friendship. Okay, this is the card of friendship. Deep soul connections await. An old friendship may take on a new meaning. A long-standing relationship may rise to an elevated level of trust and deeper bond. A card that suggests partnership, be it on a romantic, business, or friendship level. Remain open to new opportunities emerging from friendships new and old. Keep your eyes and heart open as you take on new partnerships. Remain vigilant in total trust that you will be well. And I'm always open to new opportunities coming my way. I develop strong partnerships with those that are close to me, and I trust in the process of where they will lead me. So it's a very creative time indeed, my friends, and quite a few messages from here did come through in these messages. Let's have a look and see what the Mythic Oracle and what the gods advise at this time. Whenever you receive this message, it will be important for you. Now remember, Mars can be a divine masculine for a female, and he's on the south node, so it does speak to people that you are already aware of, people that you've known from your past. What do the gods advise, please, Spirit? What do the gods advise? We've got Persephone and Awakening, number 32. What a beautiful card. Absolutely gorgeous. Wow, okay. Let's read the message. 32 does add up to a 5. 5 is the Hierophant, Taurus. Persephone is the daughter of Demeter and Zeus. As a maiden while picking flowers, Hades rode his chariot out from the underworld and kidnapped her, taking her to be his bride as queen of the underworld. And I'm going to just say that Venus at some point will come to oppose Pluto when Venus enters Leo, which will be in the coming future, not very far off. And that would be this situation. So this could be talking about the near future as well, in the next 2 weeks or so. So look out for that. So obviously she was kidnapped and she became the queen of the underworld. Demeter spent years searching for her daughter, allowing all vegetation to die in her grief. Eventually Zeus sent Hermes below to take Persephone back to her mother, but before she could leave, Hades tricked her into eating the seeds of the pomegranate, which forced her to spend a portion of the year with him in the underworld, thus giving us winter. Whenever Persephone returns to the underworld, the earth becomes cold and barren. Persephone may have been forced to become queen of the underworld, but it is a role that she took to very well. Just a moment. Sorry about that interruption. An issue came up with one of our dogs. So we've been to the vet a few times recently. That would be Mars in Virgo, surely. As I was saying before, do take care of your pets, my dear friends. So looks like we're going to the vet later on again today. So I was saying before I was interrupted, she is the caretaker of the dead and holds the wisdom of both worlds within her. Now the message here says Persephone represents the awakening that occurs when the mysteries of life open up to us. This phase of the cycle also occurs between the innocence of childhood and the realities of adulthood. Persephone's mother Demeter held on to her very tightly, and when the gods came to see her, Demeter hid her away, not allowing anyone to get to her. Nevertheless, Persephone was taken. The awakenings, realizations, and hard truths are impossible to escape. We all must take the inner journey. It can be a rude awakening at times, but it is an awakening nonetheless. You may have recently begun a new phase in your life and felt the wonder and excitement of this new beginning, but now the realities of this new cycle are making themselves known. This is a time for awakening. Things are becoming clearer, and that is not always easy, but it is empowering. And that's what the opposition, Pluto and the Sun and the new moon in Leo, will be about: empowerment. What you held to be your reality has changed, and it may feel a little like a loss of innocence, but it is important to understand that this awakening represents your growing awareness. That also, my dear friends, would be Saturn and Neptune in the sign of Aries. Aries is the child. Aries is the seed. And, there's maturity in Saturn. Saturn asks for us to mature on this new seed that's been planted, which is also the Empress. Taking the inner journey into the underworld is a scary adventure, but it is a time to face yourself, to confront your true nature and the nature of life and death. Persephone understood the nature of life and death. All vegetation lived and died in accordance with her journey in and out of the underworld. Through this awakening, childish notions and illusions disappear, and true innocence is unraveled. The understanding of life and death and the ability to stand within it and within it with an open heart, this is true innocence. Allow the mysteries of life to be revealed to you. Feel them, grieve if necessary, and then open your heart to the truth that comes, so that you are able to move forward with a greater understanding of life and how to live and create in your world. Your eyes are opening now, and this gives you great power. Use it. Great power in maturity, awakening, and authenticity and truth, I'm going to say, but also in having gone through a maturity. And even the death card here says that we're releasing our old selves as we're going through a rebirth. We are all going through changes, my dear friends, and change can be about, we fear change. We fear it, but we need to understand that that's what life's journey is all about. So we need to experience it, live it, and be thankful for the gifts, the gift of life that we have, and the experiences that we are brought into, as we've already signed up for this as we took our first breath, right? So let's try and bury the hatchet, and that also says leaving dark, difficult times behind, leaving the toxicity of holding bad blood from the past, and let's go over things. Let's refocus, let's tweak, as spirit is sort of pushing us to make the changes that we need to make in our own life as we grow and mature. At the end of the journey, there is promise for abundance, right? And that's the Empress. All right, I think we'll leave it there for now. Thank you so much for loving this channel, and through your support, this channel still exists. Thank you very much. We will be back tomorrow, sending you lots of love. Thank you for your likes, your shares, your comments, always, and your loyalty. Big thanks to our patrons.